for a moment. So we are still in a bit of a holding pattern here, but it looks like both players have kept their 7. And VD is leading off the game with a Tundra and a Ponder. It's been nice to see Brian Moss having a good time. He's a player that I definitely recognize from the area, and he's been sort of, certainly his top 8 match. He and his opponent were having a very good time, kind of joking around. It looks like
yeah, they seem like they were rather familiar with each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm not exactly sure what the delay is right now, but I believe we should be getting this match underway shortly.
And I'm on the Maverick side, and I know that you're on the Esper Stoneblade side. And right now, I think the score is 9-0 you, as far as things that we have been right and wrong about. So I would like. What's that? I would like to be right for once this weekend. That would be nice.
But
okay, what's going on right now? Just so that you guys know, and the reason it's taking a little bit is that Brian has actually conceded this match to Vidi already. So unfortunately, it's not going to be incredibly dramatic. He actually has to leave to go to work, but he wants to finish the match for the tournament so the viewers at home can actually have a finale to see. So once again, it's not going to be as dramatic as we'd like it to be. Obviously, I believe both players are going to play to the best of their ability, but Vidi is your champion.
You know what? I'm gonna sit here. I don't want to take a win like that. I don't want to take a win like that. We're gonna play this out to see.
Okay, well, I mean, if Brian wins, I'm definitely going to take the victory. That would be 9-1.
Right.
But
Can
we have this be like Final Jeopardy?
I don't want there to be any asterisk next to my perfect game.
That's fine. No, we can have this be like Final Jeopardy.
We're running this straight through.
Where you're ahead 9-0 right now. You have like $9,000 to like my like 8,500. I'm being generous with my score, and now we have to bet it all to see who's going to win. So this is Final Jeopardy right now.
No dice.
This is just for the win.
There's no dice.
Why? We're in Vegas.
Well, because I already won. You got to know when to walk away from the table. That's why.
Yeah, because that's what I'm known for.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. Noble Hierarch over there for Brian. Vidi just started with a boring old Ponder, and he's going to do a Brainstorm now as well. Oh, you don't like Brainstorm? Why?
I like Brainstorm. I actually like Brainstorm way more than I like Ponder as a design.
That's fair.
Because, like, little game designer rant. Like, with Brainstorm, the spiky, like, oh, I have to do all this fiddly stuff, is only if you choose to put shuffle effects in your deck. A casual player can put Brainstorm in their deck and it's like, okay, I get this burst of cards, some selection, and then I'm redrawing the same stuff. Ponder, on the other hand, is like in your face that, like, you have this choice of all these different options, which makes me like the design way less. Like, basically, the spiky person who wants to be fiddly with Brainstorm has the option of doing that with their deck, but anyone who puts Ponder into their deck is forced to make those kind of decisions. That's why I like Brainstorm more as a design, even though it's more powerful.
All right, that's fair. I can get behind that from a game design standpoint.
You are choosing to be fidgety when you put Brainstorm plus Shuffle effects in your deck. Ponder gives you no option but to be fidgety.
But to be fidgety, sure.
So we're gonna, it looks like we're shuffling away after our Brainstorm, getting a Swamp.
Swamp, discard, for show.
Well, it could be explosives for one, right? I guess it's a possibility.
I bet it's a discard spell.
It's way more likely. There's more of them.
Oh, look, I was right. 9-1.
I didn't even see that point, though.
9-1.
So
I got a lot of ground to make up in
VD
this
really
in this
being
match.
helpful. VD being really helpful putting on a match for the crowd here by just grabbing his hand and putting it away from the camera. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's what champions do.
Yeah.
They just give me that. Thalia to the bin. There's a Pride Mage there. There's a Sylvan Library there. There's also a Green Sun Zenith.
Some gas.
2 Pride Mages, actually, and a Wasteland, which can blow up the Taiga.
Yeah, some gas. Yeah, he gets to go next turn, like, Sylvan Library, Wasteland. It's not bad. Not a bad turn.
Play that thing. There's no Dazes in VD decks. Blow that up, say go.
All right. Pretty good start.
Sylvan Library will find the lands that he needs to cast the rest of his spells. Or he can just Green
Sun
Zenith
or he can just yeah, he doesn't even really need that.
Yeah, he can Zenith for a Dried Arbor if he chooses to do that, too, so...
I'm a little surprised by taking Thalia there. Maybe his hand's super soft to it, but, like, it seems so hard to beat Sylvan Library if the game is going to go on for a while.
And the game is going to progress for a while. That's the nature of VD's deck.
Like,
so
even if he plays Thalia and it's bad for you, you still can just draw a plow. There's not a lot that can be drawn from here to get him out from like all the advantage that Sylvan Library is going to generate.
Sure.
He's just Ancestral. Even if he defines, for example, Engineer Explosive, the damage has already been done.
Agreed. Oh, and he paid a lot of life.
Oh yeah.
To draw those cards. So.
Yep, he's gonna his green Ancestral.
Green Ancestral, and he's going to be able to keep searching for. Yep. I mean, keep stacking his deck, that sort of thing. So.
And then Pride Mage
does not have haste. Did you know that?
Hold on, man. Slow down.
Does not have haste.
Can't attack with that guy just yet.
Cards in English, not haste.
Well, I mean, that's more of a game rule than a feature of the card.
Oh, okay. 10-1.
10-1.
10-1.
All right. Yeah, so Vidi's I would argue he's in a pretty bad way right now.
Well, it's not good.
Oh no, it's not good.
It's not good.
All right. He's gonna break his fetch.
He's going down to 16. I mean, Sylvan Library is really. I am surprised as well that he took that card. Thalia is obviously a problem, but it's much more beatable than this.
Yeah. It's like, what do you even hoping to draw at this point?
He's always going to be ahead of you on cards if he wants to be.
Okay.
Your favorite, Brainstorm.
No, it's actually fine. He can't shuffle his deck, so this is just whatever.
Well, he has to play Lanyap this turn.
Oh, that's true.
10-2.
That's way worse. But he, spiky TCG player, spiky tournament player, is electing to make the decision to play Brainstorm this way. You could just play with no shuffle effects, and then it's not particularly spiky or grindy at all.
I agree. I'd never argued with you on game design.
Well, that's also bad.
Why?
Yeah, you wanna have opinions and discuss?
Well, I do, but I'm just not very informed in game design. So if I have a concrete opinion, I will certainly express it.
Fair enough.
I don't hold back.
Fair.
But I agree with your assessment of Brainstorm versus Ponder and why one card is designed better than the other.
Yeah. Even though Brainstorm is poorly developed, it is, far too powerful. It is a better design. Those are kind of two separate things.
Yeah. And Ponder with a swamp.
That is not. Oh, there it goes.
He is digging. He is searching.
Yeah, how many cards is he looking at? I guess he was still shuffling his deck. It's a little hard to see exactly what's going on here because
Vidi's a little off camera.
Yeah, Vidi's stage right.
Well, Vidi has nothing on the board.
Getting mushed.
Yeah. Very far behind, shuffling with Ponder, and it's going to get mushed in the face for at least 4, maybe 5.
Yeah. No cut. Oh, never mind.
There it is. Happily pass. Library.
Right. Do this again.
Think he goes to 4?
Maybe. I mean, you're not in click range, right?
Man mode.
I mean, 1 speed.
Pedal, floor. Oh, he took an extra one. He's going to 8.
Yep.
I love it.
8's probably. I mean, going to 4, there's probably some backdoor weirdo way that you die or whatever. So this is just a little bit safer.
Sure. He also has Jits, who's going to be able to gain life that way too. So.
Yeah.
And he's going to get in for 2, 3, 4 because of both exalted triggers. Just going to get 2 counters. He can keep doing this ridiculous stuff now with Sylvan Library. I
Shovel his deck too, yeah.
Yeah, I love the interaction actually with Jit and Sylvan Library. It's really cool.
It's definitely a combo. Green Jace, some assembly required.
Yeah, it's like a Planeswalker.
Yeah, it's sort of like.
When I think of Library, I think of Planeswalker.
Yeah, you draw cards, or it's good against creatures. It's
actually better. It's actually better than Planeswalker. You can't attack it.
Right.
Yeah. This is actually the first 2-mana Planeswalker they ever designed. You think it's Tibalt, it's not true.
Yeah, this one's first to market.
Sylvan Library. So he's going to second a turn with I think he just sacked right now with 1 Swept Heath. Or he may have. I think he sacked and just played Noble Hierarch and said pass. It's a good post-combat Noble Hierarch.
So, I think that Explosives for 2 is actually fine here, right? It gives him some
not good. Hello.
Right. Gain some life. Or not sure if it happened.
He's gaining life.
Okay. So
well, the Planeswalker has to die too. So there we go. That's taken care of.
Still got a lot of gas.
Yeah, I mean, he's drawn 3 extra cards this game, and he set up his draw extremely well. So he's got action. He also has you know, a Dryad Arbor that can attack for 3 this turn. So, yeah, which is going to do. Zenith is going to find Knight of the Reliquary.
As it is wont to do, I would assume.
Best card in their deck. I also like that Knight is just one of the pillars of our pillars of this format.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so honest.
Yeah, it's like so honest, and then it just starts playing a dishonest game after like two activations. Between like blowing up your land, searching Horizon Canopy, searching for Maze of Ith, and getting to reactivate Knight. Just, I love the interactions that Knight has in this like super honest green-white deck.
Yeah. If Knight of the Reliquary is a card that you can play, Legacy is probably a pretty healthy place.
Yeah, dead.
3-mana creature that you have to untap with for it to do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
If that's playable, it's probably a pretty healthy place to be.
Yes. EE for 1, blow up everything. Vidi's getting dirty.
Yeah, he's crawling back. I mean, again, Brian still has some backup here.
Zenith for 3.
Yeah, it's some backup for sure.
Gonna get Knight again. Gonna make him answer Knight again, which you can actually do rather easily with A, Jace, or B, Snapcaster Mage on Swords of Plowshares, or C, just having a Swords of Plowshares. So
Yeah.
it's not like his deck is devoid of answers to this.
Yeah, you would prefer for not to be Jace because the Dryad Arbor means that it's possible your Jace just gets like mowed down kind of fast, like one Exalted guy and it just dies, which is not ideal.
Sure.
You'd much rather it be like Snapcaster Mage would be ideal.
Jace. Bink. Does he have the Exalted guy?
Not in hand. He's got like Ooze plus.
He's like Ooze, Swords.
No, there he ripped
had
it.
Had it.
Had it. Didn't just draw it like that.
Actually did have it.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I must have missed one card in his hand. Yeah, but that's why you would prefer for that to not be off of Jace.
Oh, you want to play the Batterskull game?
Sure.
I don't mind the Batterskull game. Have Swords, have Pride Mage. That's why I love this deck. It just answers all of these things like incredibly well.
Yeah. I mean, both of these are fundamentally answer decks. I mean, they're not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You know, I mean, Maverick has the ability to be like a super proactive deck, but all of its answers are proactive.
Yeah, I would argue, like, this is somewhat semantics, but, you know, Maverick is proactively built around Knight of the Reliquary and a couple other synergies, whereas Esper Stoneblade is, like, kind of just the best reactive deck that you can build in the format.
Yes. This is an attack for 4. It's going to put him... He goes up to 9 from Swords and then down to 5 from the Exalted attack. And then we're going to see Knight that can't be dazed. And we're going to cast Ooze.
Which could be dazed, but it's not on the deck.
Yep. Deck list our public information. Must be nice. And I don't know if there's anything... VD can cast Batterskull, and then it's just going to get blown up by Pride Mage, and then he's going to die.
Yeah, I think he's
I think you would agree that Sylvan Library basically just won Brian this game.
Yeah, I mean, we never get to see the other world. It's also possible Thalia just wins the game as well. We don't actually know.
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, there are turns where VD was brainstorming and pondering and doing all this stuff, and it's not something that he would actually be able to do, and you know, breeze through his deck if Thalia was in play.
Right. All right, so there's
Jite.
So if Brian alphas, what are the ways that Lingering Soul? Okay, I was about to say.
In the way.
I was gonna say, does he survive if he has a Snapcaster for Plow? But yeah, this is also fine.
So you drew this turn. I mean,
I think he's just still alpha, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Scavenging Ooze can be activated a bunch. There are creatures.
Well, I guess
in the
you probably
graveyard.
don't want to. It's actually a little rough, right? Because
You don't want to jam with Pride Mage, but I think that you do want to jam with Knight and Ooze. Ooze, there's a ton of creatures in the graveyard, so Ooze can be activated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times at the very least, and make it into a 7/7 again, a bunch of life. So blocking there is bad. And then Knight is going to be large as well. So
yeah, just has to be 2 jump blocks.
yeah, 2 blocks with
yeah.
the spirits, because he can't block with Stoneforge.
All right.
Because he needs that to activate. Yeah, to activate. So put Batterskull into play on the
Gonna
cheap.
eat the Lingering Souls.
Yep. See what else
Checking
we
to
got
see if
down
he's
there.
got any other flashback action here he might want to tag.
I mean, he's going to want to probably tag those explosives at some point because of Academy Ruins.
Yeah, but he can wait for.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly no rush. Mother Runes is actually super good. Mother Runes is just going to be able to push through the damage. I mean, it's not that Batterskull is a problem anyway, because of Kasali Pride Mage, but he can give a creature protection and just jam it through. So.
So I'm not.
I mean, there's no Damnation or Wrath of God of Tournaments coming for VD.
Right.
So when a board is this big, he has to work his way out of it.
Yeah, I think so. He's just gonna say go here, and I guess probably try to induce a mistake. I actually don't like jamming the ooze all the way up. I would, because like now Snapcaster for, I guess Snapcaster for Plow, he has to get it on Mother Runes anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, there's the potential of him tapping out to do that. He puts in Battered Skull, Swords, Pride Mage. But
oh yeah, that's the thing. It was Sword on Pride Mage. I'm sorry. Although I guess he could have just cast Sword on the Pride Mage.
Yeah.
And then
and then put Battered Skull
right.
in. Sure. Oh, get in there with that too.
Sure. String bet.
There are 2 attack steps in the attack step. Blow it up.
Okay. Now that we've tapped. Alright, I would suggest trying to blow it up before blocks.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would do the same thing.
Kasali Pride Mage like so far over on the VD side of the table right now.
Yeah. VD's gonna play the game for him and just concede.
Right.
Sure.
So Brian Moss up a game.
As I predicted.
Okay.
I just like to feel smart on occasion.
I mean, we talked at length about how VD sideboard is substantially better for the matchup than Brian.
Sure, who won game 1?
Well, that has nothing to do with who has a substantially better sideboard. In fact, it's kind of the opposite.
It's actually a rather easy question on who won game 1.
Brian Moss.
Thank
game
you.
one,
All right. Brian Moss up a game with his Maverick deck, which I feel is rather favored against VD's Esper Stoneblade deck.
It does seem like also. Oh, all right. We got a question here.
Me or you?
You. I asked the last one.
And yours was so good last time too.
Well, I mean,
playing for a Gen Con badge.
Best 4 days in gaming.
Absolutely. Indianapolis, Indiana, one of the finest cities in America, believe it or not. Lived there for 5 years, loved every minute of it, and that downtown is so awesome.
Yeah.
The way they embrace Gen Con. And these badges have significant value, so we're going to be giving one away.
And related to the badges having significant value, if you're not planning on going to Gen Con, please do not put a question in. These badges are, Gen Con's an awesome experience if you actually want to go. And we would very much like for the badge to go to someone who actually will be attending the event. So
don't be that guy.
Yeah, or
okay.
girl.
Or
don't
girl.
be either person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be that human.
Right.
Now, our trivia question. In our finals match between Brian Moss and VD, there is a certain deck that I believe is going to win this finals match.
Okay.
And if you are able to figure out which deck I think is going to win the finals match, then you will win a Gen Con badge.
So make sure to tweet your answer to #SCG Premium. I'll also like to say that this is perhaps the most self-serving trivia question anyone's ever asked.
I have no idea
in the history
what you could
of
possibly mean.
The Star City Games Open Series. So
I'm just asking a question, and then there's an answer to the question. And then if you know the answer to the question of the deck that is almost certainly going to win the Star City Games Legacy Open, since it is up a game in the finals of the tournament of the last round, put that to SCG Premium #, and you'll win yourself a Gen Con badge.
Given the litany of
I don't know what litany means.
Of egomaniacs we have in the booth here at times, to ask the most self-serving question of all time is an incredible accomplishment. I didn't think that was...
I don't understand why you would just accuse me of such a thing.
What deck do I think will win the tournament? Is that really... That's a trivia question?
Just a question.
All right. #SCG Premium. Free Gen Con
badge. Don't be that human and take it away from someone who's actually going to go.
Right. Best 4 days in gaming, according to the fine people at Gen Con.
I don't disagree.
It's awesome.
It's rather fun. As these gentlemen sideboard, taking a look at Brian Moss's Maverick deck and what he can board in.
Yeah.
We went over this beforehand. I expect Gaddock to probably come in just because it is going to take care of Force of Will if VD leaves it in, even though we suspect that he won't. But it's also going to take care of Jace the Mind Sculptor, and it doesn't really hurt for Brian to board that card in. I also expect him to probably board in Life from the Loam to do some Wasteland nonsense, and probably the Path to Exile, possibly. He has 5 of those effects between 4 swords and 1 path main deck. He may not need the 6th one, so
All right, I expect Vidi to bring in Perish and kill every stupid green creature in Prime Moss's stupid green creature deck.
Yeah, that's something that could happen.
Maybe another copy of Jace. And I like Zealous Persecution and the 2 Inquisitions.
Okay.
I'm a fan of all those cards.
All those cards are good against the Maverick deck that's probably going to win the
And
tournament.
how many slots is that? We have, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can easily cut 4 Force of Will, 2 Spell Pierce, and call it a day. It's a nice swap.
Yeah, it's a rather clean swap.
Yeah. So everything else in this deck is actually fairly good for the matchup. Those are the 6 cards that stand out to me as being underperformers.
Can't really disagree with you.
I mean, you can argue you don't want the Vanillion click because of Brian's Scrib Ranger. But
Sure.
that's, that's probably narrow enough where you'd rather have I feel like those counter spells, particularly Spell Pierce, are so bad that you just want to cut those. And VD also gets a Zealous Persecution, so he actually has another out to Scrib Ranger and 2 Perishes.
Sure.
Kill all the stupid green creatures.
I think his green creatures are fantastic.
That was my reintroduction to Magic after a hiatus while I was in high school was during beginning of Saga.
Okay.
And so the color hosers that were out there are just a completely different league than I was used to playing to.
Sure.
So
The color hosers back then were absurd.
It's just light of day, chill, Perish, boil. There even.
What color are you playing? Your color is stupid.
Yeah.
Kill all your color.
The anti-green choke, that was another one. The green the black anti-green card was Perish, and then the green anti-black card was a 3/3 Swamp Walker for 4 or something. It's
Sure.
something that besides not being good died along with every other creature you control to your opponent's Perish that costs less mana.
Sure. Coming on in.
Yeah.
Coming on in.
Oh. All right.
So we are going to take a look. Vidi looks as though he's going to be mulliganing. Yes.
Yep. I'm gonna give you this one, I think.
You're not going to give me anything. I'm going to earn it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So for earlier in the tournament, day 1, just for pride, just for bragging rights, Cedric and I did a little fantasy draft with some competitors.
Really? We're going to do this?
We each took a team of 5 people, and we said, okay, so top 32 is worth 1 point, top 16 is worth 2 points, top 8 is worth 3 points, and so on and so forth. And we each take 5 people in a draft. And the team that scores the most points, that person is the winner. And this is how I'm going to exert my bragging rights. Not only did Cedric lose this bet, Cedric's team posted 0 points. He had no one in the top 32 of the Standard Open of the 5 people that he got to select, anyone in the tournament. It's just I don't even think I would be able to do that if I tried. I think I would definitely accidentally pick someone who's game in the top 32 at the very least.
You're a real big man. You're a real big man.
All right, so if he's keeping 6, starts off with a Flooded Strand.
Come on, Brian.
Ooh, Cavern of Souls. Probably naming human. A lot of humans in the Maverick deck.
A lot of humans.
Mother of Runes, Side of the Reliquary,
Humans.
Noble Hierarch.
Pride Mage is not a human. Thalia as well. There are actually a lot of humans. Maverick decks typically play 2 to 3 copies of Cavern. You don't want to play a ton because you don't want to open yourself up to Wasteland.
Ooh, Dark Blast.
Dead.
Pretty naughty. Shuts off a lot of action too. Thalias and so forth. Where's that dark? Where's the Dark Blast? Yeah, it was one on the board or one on the main.
Dark Blast is good.
Oh yeah.
A good card. I saw AJ playing it earlier in one of his matches at the beginning of the tournament. Dark Blast is, when it's good, it is real good. And that's going to be a fun of Shaman.
I actually don't see it in VD 75 anywhere. Oh wait, no, never mind. There it is. My bad.
Oh, okay. I know it's late.
Yeah.
So Vidi's going to brainstorm. We'll see exactly what he opts to do here.
So Brian does not have the Loyal Retainer package. Sometimes Maverick decks, it's a signal that he actually has a... Fauna Shaman sometimes represents Loyal Retainers plus Elishnorn, which is sort of a combo package.
Yeah, I've seen that in Maverick decks. I don't like it. I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. I don't think it's good, though.
Alright, so Zenith for 2.
Ooze, probably. Let's see if it's Mr. Ooze. No, it's going to be Kosali Pride Mage. Okay, that makes more sense. It's going to take care of the equipment that VD has opted to get for this turn. Present back over, and going to do a little shuffle jam and ship it back. And the attack with Fauna Shaman is rather obvious. Put VD down to 17, and he is going to pass back over to VD, and we'll see what VD is going to do this turn.
Alright, and there's a Ponder.
We know VD has an equipment in his hand as well, obviously, for Stoneforge Mystic, so Pride Mage is blocking that activity at this moment. It's interesting, though, because the Dark Blast in VD's deck has really counteracted the Mother of Runes in Brian's hand, along with the Noble Hierarch and the Thalia. One card taking care of everything. This Pride Mage is going to serve for 4 simply because of the Exalted trigger.
Yep. A lot of damage in a little package.
Brian has a Wasteland right now, but doesn't seem to be especially good.
No, I mean, you know, besides basically hard casting Batterskull, you know, he's got all the mana he needs to function.
Play this. Yep, we're going to blow this up.
Yep.
Let's see if he's going to like to play another guy. Another
we
one
can
drop.
cast a Thalia here. Thalia or Mother.
He can cast Thalia or Mother. Well, whatever he casts is going to get Dark Blasted. So ideally he is going to... If he plays a Thalia, it's going to cost 2 mana to Dark Blast that. He could have also cast Jit that turn. He's going to play, looks like Jace face. Yep.
Yep.
2, bouncing. No, okay, this is going to be a Brainstorm. Second a turn, I see a Fauna Shaman activation coming. He's probably what he's going to do is just chain off and find some Nether Relic Warriors and try to get one of those to stick.
Yeah.
He could have gotten himself in some serious trouble there if he didn't. He should have probably sacked that fetch land in response to Jace, just in case he did find like a Swords or something. Because if he finds the Swords off of Jace, he sacks the fetch land, and then Fauna Shaman gets killed. He doesn't actually get an activation off of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There was definitely this instinct to wait in the last possible moment to use your fetch lands, but often, you know, by sitting there with them in play, you're giving your opponent a priority window for you to respond with where you don't have your mana. So
Yeah.
Definitely a commonly made mistake among like medium skilled legacy players, I believe, is sitting with their fetch lands until the last possible second instead of cracking them preemptively, getting their mana, and then being able to proceed from there.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, if you have Brainstorm in your deck, it's one thing, of course, but...
Yeah, of course. No, this is just some pretty honest mana fixing.
It's my kind of deck. It's honest deck. It's green, it's white, it's fair. Jite. Probably Spell Snare.
I would assume this is going to hit
If he was reaching that quickly, it's probably Spell Snare.
Yeah. So do you think he's going to chump with the Stoneforge Mystic if he sends just Fauna Shaman?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, I assume the Jace has more value here than
Alright. Spell Snare's going to take care of that. This also means that he can resolve Pride Mage now. So what he can do now is he can resolve Pride Mage and get into Jace again with Fauna Shaman. Exalted.
Assume we're going to chump here.
Can't imagine that we don't. There it goes. He's going to Wasteland the Bayou. Because Dust Bowl doesn't really do much. He would rather
Yeah, he'd be thrilled if he was going to trade off there.
Yeah, he'd rather have VD activating Dust Bowl. That's his turn and his lands.
Yeah, Fauna Shaman's pretty rough because it just cuts off a lot of angles. But I actually think that VD has explosives in his hand, so he's going to be able to blow up all the 2s.
That's going to be real good. Explosive blowing up all the 2s, and then leaving Brian with just
Noble Hierarch against Jace.
Against Jace and in the face of Dark Blast.
Yeah, it seems rough. Inquisition of Kozilek. Assume we're going to take Thalia out of this hand. Oh, yeah, we're going to take it. I mean, there's some argument for waiting to try to induce another engineer explosive, but you have to protect Jace this turn, so you're just going to explosive.
Yeah, so you're just going to explosives. Yep.
And then we can start grinding Dark Blast, etc.
You start doing what Jace does. If you draw an Exalted guy, you can actually kill Jace right now, assuming that that die is at 3 and not 5.
It's at 3.
Okay. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, it'd be 2. It's my fault.
Ooze is not a bad draw.
No, it's not bad at all.
Get the Dark Blast out there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Dark Blast was causing huge issues this game. Man, Scavenging Ooze is good.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy good. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but that Dark Blast, you could have easily imagined a position where we actually started just dust bowling Brian. Now we actually can just leverage that advantage.
Yeah.
Gonna brainstorm again. This is the position I like Esper Stoneblade to be taking in this matchup, is to basically try to become a Jace control deck.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what this deck needs to accomplish against Brian's deck. Try and do the Stoneforge stuff with Batter Skull is one layer to the game, and it's a layer to the game that normally beats a lot of decks. This is not one of the decks that can beat.
Right. I like to bowl. Now we're going bowling, I think.
Oh, baby.
Is it true?
Strike.
That's Savannah. Yeah! First Dust Bowl activation I got to witness on the weekend.
First Dust Bowl activation I've seen in a non-cube match in years. Other runes are going to say go.
So Jace is down to 1 counter now?
That's correct. Bad thing for Brian is Fate Seal is just going to undo everything he does, but...
It implies that he has an answer here if he's willing to brainstorm. Maybe another Explosives for 1, which would be a tragedy.
Yeah, Explosives for 1 plus Dust Bowl.
Sure. Seen better.
Yeah.
Seen worse turns.
Yeah. Not good.
I feel like maybe he's in pretty comfortable control of this game right now.
Jace number 2. No, that's probably not it.
I made that play. Why are you making fun of me?
That happened?
Yeah, the top 4 Edison against AJ.
That's just one line you can take.
Yeah. Got messed up because last TCG legend rules are different, so.
Okay. Not here to play the game for you.
Yeah.
Snapcaster.
Is he getting back like Ponder, maybe Inquisition? Or
Ponder, Inquisition, Brainstorm. It's not going to be Swords because it only has 1 white mana.
Which is weird. Like, he bowled away his Tundra last turn, even though he's a little tight on white mana.
Yeah. That was a little bit strange.
In retrospect, I believe we wish we had our Tundra.
Yeah, I think he would rather throw away a C. Or not a C, a Swamp.
I'm not really sure what's up with that attack.
Bink.
Got it.
Yeah, no more Bowl. No more Dust Bowl, please. This game's probably going to head VD's way. I mean, he could be face sealing, but Brainstormer is probably going to put the game out of reach. Either way is probably going to put the game out of reach. Yeah. Unentered Jace is, if you are familiar, is too much to handle.
Souls, I imagine.
Yeah, plus Souls plus Flashback. Passing back. So now VD has his clock. VD has Jace being active.
I would start going to the dome with Jace.
VD likes to draw cards.
Oh yeah, I like to dome.
Yeah, I like to dome with Jace too. I mean, to be fair, Brian only has 2 mana. There's not really a lot he can do with 2 mana, and Jeet is just gonna.
There's the concession. Yeah, we're done.
We're done here. Fine, sir.
All right, so sideboard game goes pretty well for VD in spite of his mulligan.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Pretty straightforward.
Earlier.
Dismantling.
Yeah.
Never particularly close at any time.
Yeah, I don't know if I would agree with that so much, but VD was victorious.
All right, so game 3.
Game 3, I don't expect a ton of change. I don't expect a ton to change from each player.
Oh yeah, no way. Well, I mean, does the Maverick deck? We pretty much established, at least in my opinion, that VD has 6 bad cards in his main deck, 6 good cards in the sideboard. Easy swap, nothing to get too tricky about.
Sure.
Do you think that any of the cards in Brian's deck over here change depending on whether he's on the play or on the draw?
Not really, no. Like, he doesn't have a lot of cards to sideboard for this matchup. Gadgetic is really good at stopping. Jace and like nothing else, but he needs to have it because Jace is so good against him. even though Jace is a little bit worse on the draw. It also stops Engineer Explosive, which is really good against him too. So he needs that. He really needs Gaddock actually. Even though, I mean, getting Gaddock into play isn't like game over or anything because of Swords and Paths, but it is a good card if it goes unchecked. Outside of that, like I said, he could board in Life in the Loam, and VD has established that he's not afraid to Dust Bowl someone if he needs to.
Yep.
But I think the Wastelands on Brian's end are rather important, and just being able to hit his land drops. And then he can board in a sixth effect of Path to Exile, because he has 4 Swords in and one Path, but I don't think you want to overload on those effects when VD's threats are Lingering Souls, Snapcaster Mage.
Right, yeah.
Like, you don't want to be pathing, really. So, you know, there's an argument to be made for Linvala, Keeper of Silence, because it is big body and it flies, and it's also a card that's not going to die to Engineer Explosives.
Yeah, you want a good spread of casting costs, ideally.
Yes.
If it doesn't, as long as your card quality isn't suffering too much, that's easily the best way to fight Engineer Explosives, is just to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. And I mean, that's really about it. I mean, there isn't much that's going to change for Brian, because it doesn't seem as though Brian came to this tournament looking to beat this deck. I think that his matchup against this deck is perfectly reasonable, and that's why he's going to win the tournament. But, yeah. I mean, if he wanted to increase his percentage against this deck, he could. It's very clear to me with the way his sideboard is built that he wasn't extremely worried about it.
Right. Yeah. So off to the third and final game of not only of this match, but of this tournament and of this weekend. It's been a long weekend, full with a lot of pretty awesome Magic. We've gotten to see a lot of cool stuff in the booth, a lot of well-played games. And
yeah, I mean, I have no complaints on the weekend.
Brian appears to be taking a mulligan.
Down to 6 we go. VD looks unhappy with his starting.
Probably means his hands like total nuts.
Is the Esper Stoneblade.
Bad read.
Good read, man. Good read. You going to play poker after this, or?
I don't know. There was definitely a time in, I think in VD's life, that he would have run the fake contemplate mulligan with the nuts hand. But
sure, I call that the Josh Ravitz. Yeah. That's what I call that. I remember the first time I played against Josh Ravitz. Short anecdote: 2005 Grand Prix Chicago. My team is 5-1, playing against the Max Fisher players, Josh, Igor, and Chris Pecula.
Yeah.
I have to play against Josh. This is when I'm basically making a name for myself in Magic. Young kid who's actually relatively good at the game. I'm playing against Josh, and Josh has heard of me for whatever reason. And he's like, I heard you're pretty good, blah, blah, blah. We're in game 3. Both our shield decks are rather good. It's Kamigawa block. He looks at his opening 7, and it's just the biggest sigh. Ugh. Tank. Just can't believe that he's going to have the mulligan. Keeps, plays something on turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, Nagao, turn 5. Just like 5-mana 3/3 flyer, like Teller of Tales, just like best possible card every single turn. My deck is really good, so I'm keeping up with him. And so we make it into like the later stages of the game, and then he just like draws his card, and he's just like mad. I'm just like, what are you mad about now? And he's just like, I didn't want to have to show you this. And he casts Meogen of Cleansing Fire, like the white Meogen that Wraths, with an indestructible counter. And I'm like, you know, it's game 3, first of all. So I don't know what you're complaining about. And second of all, I'm dead now.
Yeah.
Good old Josh for you.
Anthony DeRosa also was a big fan of the fake agony when actually knew he couldn't possibly lose.
As we start with the Noble Hierarch over here from Brian, I don't have it in me anymore to do that. I don't think I ever did. Just a Underground Sea.
I would like to think that I didn't, but I actually don't think that's true. I probably ran that once upon a time.
Just going to be Thalia over here.
Come on. Don't do it. I guess he has 2 spell snares that could be in his deck if Thalia's here.
It could be Knight, too. Yeah. It's a 2-drop now. Now that he moves his Noble Hierarch aside, it's definitely a 2-drop. All right, Pride Mage.
Do we have a snare? Nope.
No, in for 2. Unless we have Dark Blast, but if we had Dark Blast, I think we would have killed it already, so say go.
I was a little surprised by that play. Wouldn't you? He had Wasteland in his hand. Wouldn't you rather Wasteland his Underground Sea and then cast the Pride Mage?
Oh, potentially. I mean, Wasteland's fairly good now.
It's way better.
It's way better before, yeah, but it's pretty good now. Kind of walls him a little bit. Maybe he doesn't.
And you don't have to worry
Wasteland.
about spell snare. Just get to cast your guy for sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I like your play better. That's true. That's the one you want to kill. You don't want to have white mana. Swords, Path, Stoneforge.
Lingering Souls.
Yeah, Lingering Souls. The one you want to kill is white mana. Jit. Probably the worst thing VD can play that turn. He has Pride Mage on board. Doesn't add to anything. Doesn't stop the clock. We have a...
Oh, God.
That's good.
Congratulations. Oh, no.
Oh, get a little taste. Get a little taste.
All the humanity. All right, Cedric, you win this round.
I win what exactly? What am I winning? I'm confused.
Yeah, and Brian looks like he has gas left over.
It's not gas.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good.
EE for a desperate attempt at engineering explosives. Did it work?
Yeah, because he has to pay one more for the spell, and Sunburst looks at how much mana do you spend on the spell.
Ew, look at that interaction.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, it's dead now. Any big follow-up? Zenith for 1.
Getting a Hierarch, maybe?
Oh, yeah,
sure, whatever.
Jeej.
Just more best possible.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. If I'm gonna get one right this weekend, it's gonna be in just
dominating fashion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit you over the head repeatedly.
I mean, if we had Zealous Persecution there, that'd be pretty good. Galactic Green Sun Zenith is a bit of a non-bow, I guess.
Not good.
I mean, it's not good.
Yeah. It's gonna put him down at 2. The other engineered explosives as he plays Cavern of Souls. Snappy.
For what?
Not sure.
Nothing.
Nothing. Doesn't block Galactic either. I guess he's gonna
just jit up his guy.
That's my jit.
Come on, BD.
Yeah, that's my jit. Hey, we're trying to be unbiased here.
Well, if we actually declare,
come on, Brian.
If I actually declare BD dead and then he just loses his jit here, that'd be pretty awesome.
Oh no. Oh no, G's active. I don't feel good about this.
Also, since we're not really playing for anything, I feel a little
sure.
less
I mean, I feel a little. I feel as though this is reasonable what we're doing. It's because Brian has already conceded a match that he was for sure going to win. Gonna kill that.
Come on, Green Zenith. One more Green Zenith.
What? Come on, man.
Hit me, dealer.
Knight. Gaddock? No. Okay. Come on, swords. Hit me.
Green Zenith. We didn't get to see.
That's a land for sure.
Yeah, it's probably land. That's
All
fine.
Right. Deuce. Oh no, it's falling apart. Wait,
no,
no, we're on.
no.
We're on. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Bye bye. Bye bye, cheat day.
Lame.
Wait, no. Yes.
Yeah,
you're gonna want to kill that.
Yeah, I would strongly recommend killing that thing. A dramatic swing. I actually think VD might have been at 2. I think that might have been the reason he had to do that. We might not have gotten we didn't get the life total.
Okay, he's at 2. Okay, sure. That makes a lot more sense. All right.
Yeah.
And he got a Dried Arbor to play too, so it's relatively good.
It's lethal-ish.
Well, he's gonna have to blow up the Jeet with the Kosali.
Yeah, that's gotta happen.
I'd assume that's what he needs to do. This is interesting block. Okay, sure. He just wants to trade both guys.
Really? With VD at 2?
Yeah, I don't think I like that all that much. Jace, game.
All right. Still undefeated.
Yeah. I don't know what went wrong here. He's a 2 life. A giant solid fusion in the stack, or what can we draw?
I don't know. Did he bring in his 2 gut shots or something? He's got 3 gut shots, but he's still got a prayer.
Those are my outs. Knight.
Oh man. We're about to get unsummoned a few times, I think. Maybe brainstorms. That's actually worse.
I don't mind.
Oh
boy.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Swords. Yeah.
Sure.
Swords or Path, one of the 2. We were decimating him.
Yeah. It all went to hell so fast.
So confused. He's at 1. VD put himself to 1.
Come on, if he brought in the 1 Miser's gut shot.
I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. VD kills himself with a delta on purpose. That's mine.
I don't know if that counts, man. Uh-oh.
That's batter skulls.
Dude, we're in some... By we, I mean you, personally, are in some trouble.
Gut shots. Gut shots. Phyrexian mana card. That's defined standard. Gut shot. Gut shots. 1 damage to target opponent. Zenith. It's not good.
We're just getting another Pride Mage, I guess, to sit back and...
Another green-white hate bear dude. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, not
oh,
like
yes.
This.
Oh, yes.
Not like this. Not like this.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love this angle.
Come on, DD. If you're having explosives or something, please. I don't mind if you lose.
Oh, it's
but
all falling
just
apart,
not-
isn't it? It's all falling apart. Now it's crumbling down.
Watch him brainstorm right now.
Crumbling down right in front of
He's
you.
gonna brainstorm right now because he already has the
Pro
answer.
blue on 1 flyer. Little Scribby. Little Scribby boo.
Oh, he already has the answer in hand. Sorry, man.
I need proof. I need validation.
Don't worry, he's already got it.
It's all falling apart.
I wish we could just cut back to the part where I'm like, I think just like the different dialogue in between rounds of like, I think VD sideboard's very good, and then pan to like, I believe that Stoneforge is good in this matchup when it plays as a Jace control deck, and pan back to you being like, obviously Brian's gonna win. I like Maverick in this matchup. Pan back to camera with Brian with no board, and Jason Stoneforge doesn't play.
Oh no. Oh no. He has knee, doesn't he?
I mean, seems likely.
Yeah,
sure.
Of course he does. 1 outer.
I mean, he might have already had it.
Pride Mage. Ugh.
Get him a body bag.
Ugh.
This one's over.
Why? Why is... Oh, no. First strike.
You were so close, Cedric. You were close there for a second.
Do you remember his start?
Oh yeah, I was there.
Hierarch, Pride Mage, Wasteland you, Thalia, Wasteland you. We are losing now?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, Engineer Explosive might have been the only card that can kind of get him out of that jam because
Well, it's
of
not good.
the weird interaction with Thalia.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
That interaction.
I'm surprised you were able to contain yourself from like preventing like calling a judge over here to get confirmation that it worked that way. You look like you wanted to judge.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, let's get the head judge over here because I don't believe it works that way.
I don't know. Chase, any's?
We have the land probably.
What can we draw?
Huh?
Neither Relic. That's a good card.
Fortunately, we have Unsummon with buyback plus other value. Taking care of that.
That's a good card. Who's we? What team are you on here?
Me and the deck that I advocated.
Let's sigh.
Yeah.
It's finally coming in. It's coming to reality.
It's setting in.
Yeah. It's like when the Heat were up by 26 in the 4th quarter. I finally gave up. I absolutely decided
Fine,
that
you get it.
I finally gave up when Scott Brooks took out Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. That maybe it was over.
Yeah.
And we're kind of in the same situation here, but except for I feel like the Oakland bench players can make a little rally. I don't think it's impossible.
A little Cole Aldridge.
Yeah. Draw step.
Although VD is sort of implying that he's out of gas here because he's just unsummoning over and over again. That means he doesn't have an answer in hand. It sort of implies at least.
We're gonna rally.
Oh no, never mind. We got something.
No, I think he just has to brainstorm now because he doesn't want to remove the last counter from Jace to have Jace die and then Knight still be with him.
Pretty risky to let him spin the. Risky to let him spin the.
I mean, what's the
Knight,
worst thing I can do now? I mean, Wasteland, Horizon Canopy, Dry Darber's already gone.
I mean, you can go get Maze of Ith, so the clock's at 0, and then you can start doing your thing.
All right, that's fair. You can't realistically attack in a batter scroll very well, though, because you can just pick it up and put it back in the
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Yes, that sweeping motion where he picks up both his creatures and puts them in the graveyard. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, man. I think we might be. Do we even let to go get, or are we just squiring?
Oh, hold! Please hold.
Yeah, I don't think we had anything.
No, it's just Mr. Squire himself.
Yeah.
But we just peeled Zenith. There's a life loam that I figured he would bring in. Typically.
Very productive.
Typically
Been very
all-star,
productive this game.
It's found its way to be a dead draw step every sense of the word. But don't worry, because there he is.
Yeah.
So another night of mulligan this game too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. Just makes it look easy.
Yeah. I think they both mulliganed.
Heck of a mulligan by Brian.
Maybe he didn't then, I don't know.
I think he mulliganed. I think they both mulliganed a 6. I think you're right. Oh.
I mean,
unbelievable.
it is. Yeah, they were both on
I'm playing a lot of Magic.
All right, there's a plow, sure.
Another dead knight. Oh, Vidi feeling very confident now.
I think his position, I would describe it as commanding.
You think winning position?
Yeah.
Commanding, if you will. Oh, had it. Mother of Runes is here. That'll do some blocking. Double up.
Welcome to the party.
Don't not cast the loam. we brought it in for a reason.
Doesn't he want to show it? Yeah, he can wasteland him down to 9 lands.
Couldn't hurt. You gotta let him know where you stand.
Can't let him get settled in.
You had a plan. You have to execute the plan.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we had another brainstorm here.
Come on, Brian. There's an out. Oh boy. Other swords. How many of those did you play?
I don't know.
12?
Willing to use a sword there it implies some other removal spell because that Mother Runes just doesn't matter enough.
Sure. Lingering Souls. Plus flashback. 4 flyers in the air. We're gonna take one more draw step. Iceland, scoop them up.
There it is. Congratulations to Vidianto Wijaya. An incredible comeback in that 3rd game to take down the Star City Games Las Vegas Legacy Open with Esper Stoneblade, defeating Brian Moss and his Maverick deck 2-1. Again, we're going to toss it over to the sideboard real quick so Glenn Jones can talk to our Legacy winner, Vidianto Wijaya. But for Cedric Phillips, I'm Patrick Sullivan. You could have been anywhere in the world the last 2 days, but you all spent it with us, and we appreciate that. And so we're checking out here from the Las Vegas Star City Open here, and we'll see you in Buffalo next week and around the way. Take care.
Don't leave me hanging. Boom.
Hey guys, welcome to the sideboard for the last moments of the StarCityGames.com Las Vegas Open Series weekend.
Yay.
Legacy Open's over.
Yep.
You're the winner. Vidianto Wijaya. Vidi. A lot of people know you. I've played a lot of tournaments up here on the West Coast. Done pretty reasonably in most of them.
It's alright. Like, I'm terrible at Magic, so.
Well, that makes it a lot harder to win. But we won anyway. I'm going to go ahead and give you this sweet silver cup, which I'm under the impression you're giving to Brian Moss.
Yeah, I don't actually get to keep these. So. Yeah.
These guys reached an agreement beforehand that Vidi would get the official win and Brian would get to take home the trophy, and then they played the match out for posterity anyway, and you managed to take it down.
Yes, but we played a match just for you viewers, so.
It was a pretty easy top 8 in retrospect with
yes.
You had a concession in top 8 because Femus just had to go, which was a bummer. But you and Brian played out the match anyway, though you were locked up with the win, so it gives you a bunch of Open Series points.
All right.
And it gives Esper Stoneblade its 2nd Legacy Open victory in a row.
Yeah.
Why'd you decide to play Esper Stoneblade?
I don't know. I wasn't going to play this morning because I wasn't feeling it. But I was actually like standing in the line and I just turned around. I'm like, I don't want to play. But I don't know. It's just the deck that I've been playing for a while. And then I only play like Esper Stoneblade or just any Stoneblade variants. So yeah, that's...
All right. Well, I think we learned that you should never trust your instincts.
Yeah, agreed.
Worked out pretty well. Congrats again to Vidi. Congrats to Brian Moss, all the other top 8. And I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. I know reading from Twitter, everyone had a lot of fun, Cedric and Patrick. So thanks for watching, and we'll throw you back.
All right.
Bye-bye forever.
Bye-bye forever. Apparently, that's what the director's saying. Well, we'll see you next weekend.
Okay.